to the Get Up and Glow podcast, where we talk about everything to do with glowing up and becoming the best version of you in your 20s. I'm your host, Madison Haynes, and in today's episode, we are going to talk about the TikTok viral trend of the lucky girl syndrome. So today we're going to talk about what is lucky girl syndrome, do I personally think it works, how do I practice lucky girl syndrome in my everyday, and most importantly, how you can adopt these lucky girl theories or this trend into your own life and benefit from it. So what is the lucky girl syndrome? Lucky girl syndrome is essentially people adopting the mindset that everything good happens to them. They are the luckiest girl in the entire world, and because of that mindset, they attract luck or good things into their life. Essentially, it's a theory that everything good is coming to you, what is meant for you will be, and good flows into your life. So in today's episode, I want to give you my take on lucky girl syndrome, how I feel about it, and why I think all of these girls are having so much success after adopting the lucky girl syndrome or these lucky girl affirmations into their life. But of course, I'm also going to be giving you the tips on how you can become the luckiest girl ever, because on this podcast, I love to talk about not only the trends and how I use them in my everyday life, but how you can adopt them as well to become the best version of you. And if you haven't done so yet, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up if you're watching on YouTube. And for the people who are listening on Spotify and Apple, thank you so much. Please subscribe to the podcast and be back for more. We post videos every other Sunday. I also just wanted to take a very quick moment and say thank you so much to the people who have supported me. My podcast has been growing slowly but steady, and it makes me so excited every single time I see a new listener, a new follower on TikTok, on Instagram, on YouTube. It truly makes my day. So thank you so much for all of your support. I promise you these videos are going to get better and better. I'm trying so hard to not only adapt to the podcaster lifestyle and try to create really good, valuable content for you guys, but just to make you have a very enjoyable experience, whether if you're watching on YouTube or if you're listening in. So Of course, the first time we have a fire alarm in like months. So first off, let's talk about why I personally love the lucky girl syndrome trend. And this is honestly one of the best TikTok trends I've seen in a long time, specifically because anyone can do this. This trend is really inclusive. It does not cost you anything, and its main objective is literally just to change how you view the world and essentially channel that positive energy by saying and affirming that you are the luckiest girl, luckiest person alive. The lucky girl syndrome is essentially a mindset shift of what you believe is possible and what you think you're worthy of, which I think is so beautiful, and it's a really great trend. So let's first talk about, is the lucky girl syndrome real, and why am I talking about it? Why am I creating a whole podcast on it? Well, I'm here to say that I truly believe that the lucky girl syndrome is real, because when you go and look for the good in the world, you will find it, at least in some capacity. I've adopted the lucky girl syndrome unintentionally throughout my life, where I always would be like positive in the sense of, like, let's say if we're supposed to go on vacation and it's supposed to rain all week, I would remember saying to my family, no, it's going to be sunny, it's going to be a beautiful trip. And I remember my whole family being like, Madison, it literally says it's supposed to rain and thunderstorm the entire week. But I would say, like, absolutely not. I have a feeling it's going to be beautiful weather, we're going to have a great time. And in the majority of the time, the weather changed and it was bright and sunny. And it's something I didn't really think about. I just thought, oh, like, for instance, like, so that's just one example of how I've adopted this lucky girl syndrome mindset throughout my whole life, like unintentionally, before it became a TikTok trend. But once it became a trend and I started noticing it pop up on my For You page, I thought, you know what? This is the time to actually intentionally focus on lucky girl syndrome. My whole life, for the majority of the time, I've been rather positive. Of course, everyone has their moments, but for the majority of the time, I've always thought about the good. Like, I'm going to get an internship. I'm going to find a partner that I love. I'm going to get into that university. I'm going to get that job, etc., etc. But now this has been trending. I've found different ways to incorporate that lucky girl mindset throughout all of the aspects of my life, even when things go wrong. And I feel like that has led me to adopt a lucky girl life, and I truly feel like the luckiest girl ever. For instance, I posted a TikTok on my personal page, which is at TikTok. For instance, I posted a TikTok recently on my personal page, which is at Live Life in Pink, and I posted about just how I've been seeing lucky girl syndrome TikToks everywhere, and I wanted just to stepping on the trends. I posted this TikTok with me walking along the CN Tower in a cute little outfit with to like just some whatever trending sound it was that week with the affirmation, I am the luckiest girl in the world and good things happen to me. And within a week, I got a call from a popular Toronto radio station telling me that my partner and I were going to be on the radio facing off against another couple to win tickets to Ed Sheeran and a romantic getaway within the city. So that to me, even if I didn't win, it was like the luckiest thing in the world because that is so exciting. And then I went on and my partner Zachary and I literally won. And a few days later, we literally won the contest. So Zachary and I are now going to the Ed Sheeran concert and we got tickets to go to this romantic, beautiful hotel in Toronto where a lot of celebrities stay for free. Like that is the luckiest thing ever. I feel so blessed. And that's within like literally a week of posting this. Now I'm not saying like post this, start using these affirmations, they're going to work instantly and they're going to work in that exact way, but I feel like adopting that mindset of that you are the luckiest person ever, you're gonna realize and you're gonna feel lucky when those good things happen to you, and you're gonna channel more of that into your life because you're focusing on the positives, and when you focus on the good, you'll find it. Now let's talk about why I think the lucky girl syndrome or lucky girl mindset works for so many people, and that's honestly because it's an entire mindset change. You're shifting your mindset to focus on the good, and then you're going to find it because you're looking for it. It's like the opposite, where if you wake up in the morning and you think, I'm going to have a bad day, you're going to have a bad day because you're going to focus on all the things that go wrong, and it's going to affirm your belief that today is a bad day. But if you wake up or you go about your day saying it is going to be a good day, and you look for the good, you make the good, you treat yourself to things that you know are going to make you happy, it's going to be a good day for the most part. And even if bad things happen that day, if you adopt the belief that, I didn't get this job, but instead of saying, oh, I didn't get this job, and that means I'm so dumb and I'm never going to get hired anywhere in my life and I'm not worthy of working full-time anywhere in the city. If you shift your mindset and say, oh, you know what, I didn't get that job, but that's okay because something else is coming for me that's going to be even better. I'm going to get a better job that either pays me more or I'm going to be really happy and feel really fulfilled in. That mindset is going to turn the bad into good. You're reframing your brain, you're redefining the story to make you feel lucky and to make you happier. For instance, this happened to me. I was looking for internships when I was in university and I was trying so hard. This was right before the pandemic hit and I could not find them for the life of me. And I remember doing an interview at Barilla, which is a pasta company, and I remember wanting that internship so bad. I watched Double Wears Prada before my interview. I prepped for so long and I felt prepared. And usually when I go into interviews, I feel great and I feel good energy, and there's just something off about this interview. When I was trying my best, I was prepared, but when it was during the interview, just from the start to finish, something felt slightly off, but I still really wanted it, of course, because I was looking for an internship. I thought that's what I wanted. That was on my vision board for that year, and I didn't get the job, and that was the first time I've ever been interviewed for anything where I didn't get it. Going back to me being the luckiest girl alive, the majority of the time I do interviews, I end up progressing and getting the job. But this was my first, big girl interview for the most part. And I just was so discouraged. But I remember looking back now, a few months later, I finally found my internship and the pandemic hit. So my internship, luckily, was able to transition me from the in-person work to remote work. And I was able to do my internship, complete it the full term from home. While as the other internship was a pasta competition. Essentially, you're supposed to plan the entire event, and it got canceled because of COVID. So if I would have got that original job, I wouldn't have had an internship because it would have got canceled. So many other people's internships got canceled, or they just couldn't progress with the program at all. But because I didn't get that job, I was able to find the job I currently found and progress through the whole pandemic. So that's just an example of how lucky girl syndrome can still be in the works for you, even in the moments where you don't feel lucky. I am a firm believer, and I say this all the time, that everything happens for a reason. And I feel like lucky girl syndrome is a kind of the same mindset of that. It's kind of like the law of affirmation. Another reason why I think the lucky girl mindset works is because You are who you surround yourself with. This is kind of similar to the idea that if you surround yourself with a bunch of negative people or a bunch of people that are doing not so great things, or they're not progressing, they're not working on themselves, that you are going to be the median of those people. And similar to that concept, I feel like you are the median of the thoughts that you put out into the world, whether they're conscious thoughts that you're saying out loud or your thoughts that are subconscious that you aren't saying. I feel like that makes up you as a person. It contributes to the energy, the aura that you give off to the world. So if you deep down feel like you are unlucky, and if you deep down feel bad about yourself, that's going to be, you're going to give off that energy to people and to the world. And you're going to, essentially, it's a self-fulfilling prophecy. You're going to feel like that's going to come true regardless. Or on the other side, it's kind of like there's two types of people in the world. There's person A who, for instance, let's say you go and spend a day at the amusement park and it rains. That person is going to be upset. They're going to be complaining. They're going to be moaning. They're going to want to go home right away. And they're just going to, the whole day is ruined because it is raining at this amusement park and this sucks so much and let's just go home. Or there's the person B who, when it rains at the amusement park, they say, oh, it's raining. You know what we should do? And they strip down into their bathing suits, they dance in the rain, and they make it an experience. Like, this has happened to me before, this exact scenario, which is why I'm using it. My best friend Olivia and I had that happen to us. We went to Wonderland, which is a big theme park in Toronto, and it started like severely raining. And this girl strips down into her bathing suit. Her shoes are soaking wet, takes off her shoes, and genuinely has the best time ever singing and dancing into the rain. And it is still one of like my favorite experiences. And I look back on that summer, like I vividly remember this moment, and it stopped raining like soon after that. And that was amazing because we had a great time still. We didn't let the rain get us down. And that type of energy is what I kind of think lucky girl syndrome is. It's the ability to see the world for not what it is, but like what it could be, and just trying to create positivity whenever you can, which is within like something that's realistic. So I'll throw in a little tip there before I actually talk about tips. I feel like if you really want to adopt lucky girl syndrome, it is easier if you surround yourself with people who believe they're lucky girls or believe that they have the power to make things happen for them. The people that are just not going to sit there and complain about life, but people who are going to say, hey, I'm not liking this, but I know something good is out there for me and this is how I'm going to do it, or I know the best is yet to come. Those are the type of people. So I'm not saying redefine your entire life and your entire friend circle, but I'm saying as you adopt this lucky girl mindset going forward, pay attention to the people who are severely bringing down your energy, or you find your energy is kind of getting stunted when you're around them, because that might be an indicator that they are bringing you down and it might be time for a change. So you might think, how would that work? Like, how are you just going to say, this is going to happen? I want this to happen because I'm so lucky, and not consciously every single day grind and hustle and make this actually happen? Well, I'm here to explain that to you. And this is what lucky girl syndrome is all about. So it goes deeper. It is more than just affirmations. You can sit here all day long and say, I'm the luckiest girl ever. Good things are going to happen to me. I'm going to be a millionaire one day. But if you A, don't believe it to your core, and B, don't do this one step, it's not going to happen. Affirmations are good because they affirm your beliefs to your brain. But the subconscious is what really fuels the lucky girl syndrome and makes it become a reality. Your subconscious mind makes about 80% of your mind, which is why it is so important to be considerate of your subconscious thoughts while you're adopting lucky girl syndrome. All of our deepest, darkest thoughts live in the subconscious mind, which is why it is so important for you to do the inner work in order to make lucky girl syndrome a reality. The good news is, again, everyone can do this, and it does not have to cost you a lot of money to do this deep work. Dig deep, start journaling, wake up every single morning and write your affirmations down, and write what things that you know you're capable of. Be kind to yourself. Journal down your thoughts and figure out that if like the affirmations you're putting into the world, if you truly believe them to your core, and if you don't, work on the why behind that and try to redefine your narrative. For instance, if I'm doing the deep journaling and I say, you know what, I realize that a subconscious thought is that I am nervous when I interact with my friends because I am nervous that they're going to perceive me in a different way. Sometimes I talk a lot and I come off in a way that I don't intentionally mean to. And that scares the living daylights out of me because I want people to think I'm good, I'm kind, I'm fun. But sometimes I slip up. Sometimes I do gossip. Sometimes I say something that I didn't mean, but it sounds rude. And I can't get over that because it's just a reality of like what people do, and everyone makes mistakes. But I hold myself to such a high standard where that deep down makes me really insecure, and I get nervous to talk to people out of fear that that is going to happen. Now, that subconscious thought, obviously, in order to be like that, you have to self-reflect to get to that point. But then like if you know, okay, I'm the luckiest girl in the world. I have so many friends that genuinely love me. I have a strong female friendships that support and uplift me as I with them. If that's what you want to believe, and if that's what you think I'm the luckiest girl ever because this is reality, but deep down you think about something like that, you have to do the work on that. And you can essentially define your affirmations based on your subconscious thoughts that not only make you the luckiest girl in the world, but help you mentally as well. For instance, an affirmation for me, if I have that fear, could be, I am the luckiest girl in the world because I have amazing friends that love me for who I am. They help uplift me and they care about me and support me despite any shortcomings I might bring up in the future. That is something that is a great affirmation to say for myself, because not only is that what I want out of my life and why I am the luckiest girl ever, but it also redefines my narrative of the things that I might be a little bit insecure about. And as I continue to tell myself that, I work through that fear of, coming off a different way or offending people by accidentally. And I work through that because I realize that I am the luckiest girl in the world. And even if I do slip up and say something that I didn't mean, my friends love me. They're gonna communicate with me. They're gonna tell me it's okay. And everyone makes mistakes, and that is okay. And I am so lucky that I have friends that understand me and love me for who I am. That is what Lucky Girl Syndrome is about. Lucky Girl Syndrome is also so much more than just saying affirmations once in the morning and then forgetting about them throughout your day. Lucky Girl Syndrome, if you really want to adopt it, is about holding yourself accountable to your affirmations and reminding yourself of them even in the times when you may not feel like the luckiest girl in the world. For instance, if you are late to work or you're in tons of traffic on like the 401, you can tell yourself in the moments you get frustrated and you're like, oh my gosh, I'm going to be late. You can slow down and say, you know what? I am the luckiest girl in the world. This is happening for a reason. I'm going to get where I need to go, and I'm going to get there safely because everything good always happens to me. Going back to like my original thought of, everything happens for a reason. I know this sounds dark, but what I tell myself in moments like that where I'm stuck in traffic is like, you know what? Maybe if I wasn't stuck in traffic, I would be the one that was in an accident that it's holding everyone up. Maybe if I had left earlier, I wouldn't have avoided the traffic, but I would have been in the fender bender that is causing this accident or all this traffic. Or if I left later, maybe something else would have happened to me. It's like the idea that you are where you're meant to be. Everything's gonna work out for you, even in the times where it's a little bit tough. Always revert back to your affirmations of you are the luckiest girl in the world and everything good always happens to you. Good things are coming your way, and what is meant to be is already flowing to you. If you adopt those mindsets and you truly believe them to your core, you are well on your way to achieving Lucky Girl Syndrome. I am going to give you 2 tips on how you can adopt Lucky Girl Syndrome into your life right now. Number 1. Affirmations and vision boards. Vision boards I find especially helpful to the Lucky Girl Syndrome trend or the Lucky Girl Syndrome ideal because they can hold you accountable to your affirmations and remind you on a daily basis of what they are. I personally create a phone background every single month at the start of the month of what I want to achieve or what I envision my life, what happening in my life for February, for March, etc. As the months go on, I do this every month. I wake up in the morning and I look at it for at least a minute every single day, and I envision that happening. And honestly, the majority of the time, everything on my mood board happens. And that is Lucky Girl Syndrome. So your vision board could be on Pinterest. You could just pin, a bunch of pins that you want for your life that you think, oh my God, this is what I want. This is my dream life. You could take those pins, you could put them in a collage. You could do what I do and put them on a phone background. You could create a laptop background. You could create a physical vision board if you were super crafty. It could be as simple as jotting down notes of what you want to achieve and what your ideal vision is for your life. Think about yourself and what you want from life. I have a vision for myself. I can see her. I can feel her. I know what I want to become. And I constantly have this vision for myself of the best version of myself I can be. And it's going to take work. I know that. But holding myself accountable to the woman I know I can become through vision boards and through affirmations helps me to continually grow and become better every single day and every single month, because it's always a work in progress. So make a vision board is step one. After you finish this video, after you finish listening to this podcast, go and make a vision board, whatever that means for you. Find your dream life, pin those photos, make that list, and that is step one. And don't forget to spend at least 1 minute every single day reviewing your vision board, envisioning it coming true, because this is a key aspect to Lucky Girl Syndrome and how to be really intentional about it and not just forget about the trend and say, oh, I'm so lucky, everything happens to me, and then move on with your day. If you really want this to work for you, this is what you do. And then number 2, you have to do the deep work. Get a journal. If you don't want to buy a journal, you can use the notes app on your phone and dig deep. Focus on the positives that's already in your life. Think about it this way. If you have shelter, if you have food in the fridge, if you have clean water to drink and bathe in, and you're healthy, you are literally already luckier than the majority of people in this world. You are a lucky girl. So if you are aware of that, and if you believe in that, you are lucky. We all are lucky girls. Whatever device you're using to listen to me right now, you're a lucky girl. You have a device, you have a smartphone, you have a laptop, you probably have both. Half the people have iPads too. We are lucky girls. We have so much around us. Our lives are so abundant. And I feel like we don't pay enough attention to that, to the fact that we are so lucky. If you are a girl who has more than one option of shower gel in your shower and more than one option of lipstick and tons of clothes to choose from, you are a lucky girl. Believe that. If you're saying, oh, well, I'm not lucky because I don't get A, B, and C, and D, look at what you currently have and realize that you are lucky. You can start right now because you are already a lucky girl. And once you do that self-work and once you continually tell yourself of what you're grateful for, you're going to feel lucky already based on what you currently have in your life. And that's going to improve your energy to attract better things and even more luck into your life. What I do is every single day, I start the day off with writing 3 things I'm grateful for, and that helps me feel like I am the luckiest girl in the world, because I truly am. I have a boyfriend that loves me. I live in a beautiful condo with a pool I love to swim in and a gym that's like right downstairs from me. I live in the city and I get to go to cool new coffee shops every single weekend whenever I want. I have a library, a huge library walking distance to me. I am the luckiest girl in the world, and everything else is already going to come to my way because I know it already is, and it's going to come to me. That will come to me when I am ready for it, and that is going to be amazing, and I'm going to be even more lucky at that point. Focus on how abundant you already are. I can almost guarantee you that right now you are living a life that you wished for when you were younger. I am. I couldn't wait when I was young to have a boyfriend and dance in my kitchen with him in our shared house and spend dinners by like candlelight. Like, I have that. I'm living that life right now. I remember wanting so badly when I was in high school to have the condo life, move out of my small town into the city and drink, I don't know why I had this vision for myself, but to drink coffee on my balcony next to like the city traffic, which sounds kind of stressful to some, but I had that vision for myself. And when I tell people, they'd be like, you're crazy. But it wasn't until the summer where I was literally doing that and drinking coffee on my balcony until I had that moment. I was like, oh my God, I wanted this so badly. And now I'm living it. I'm the luckiest girl in the world. I can guarantee you, whether if it's the job that you're in right now, the partner you're with right now, the best friend that you currently have, at one point in your life, you saw that person, you saw that job, you saw that thing, and you wanted it so badly, and now you have it. So reflect on that. Pay attention to that and tell yourself that you are the luckiest girl in the world, because the life you're living now was something you wanted in the past. So of course, right now, I'm sure you're looking at things that you want as well, and they will come into your life just like the life you currently have. You wanted it and it came true. So the lucky girl syndrome does work, because for you, anything is possible, and what is meant for you is going to be. It's like the Doris Day song. Que sera, sera. Whatever will be, will be. The future's not up to me. Que sera, sera. What will be, will be. Sorry, I got a little distracted, but regardless, essentially what I'm trying to say is You are capable of good. You are already lucky. You are the luckiest girl in the world, as am I. And so much good is already destined to become in our lives, and it's working our way to us already. We don't even have to envision it because good is coming our way. There's going to be so many good surprises in store for us. The vision that we have for ourselves is becoming a reality now because we keep working on it, we keep envisioning it, and that is going to come true for us. So at the end of this video, I wanted to give you some affirmation ideas if you feel a little weird about getting started about them, or just to give you an idea of what your affirmations could look like. Some of my affirmations I'll use is, I am the luckiest girl in the world, everything good always happens to me. Or, good things are always flowing to me. Everything always ends up working out for me. I am so lucky. What's meant for me never misses me. Good things are coming my way. And finally, I am the luckiest girl in the world. Amazing things always happen to me. And if you enjoy this podcast, a new episode comes out every other Sunday, so make sure you tune in. You can follow us on TikTok at Get Up and Glow Podcast. We also have a YouTube channel you can subscribe to called Get Up and Glow for more. And we have an Instagram as well called the Get Up and Glow Podcast. So if you want more of me, more than just a bi-weekly basis, follow me there, because the more I build a community, the more episodes I'm going to put out, because I am so excited to devote so much time to this, because I feel like the luckiest girl in the world every single time I get a new subscriber, a new follow, even a new like. It truly makes my day. So thank you all so much for listening. If you made it to the end, you and me are best friends now. Welcome to the community of Get Up and Glow. We are a bunch of 20-year-old women trying to glow up, become the best versions of ourselves, be just essentially happy, amazing, motivated women. We're great over here. So tune into the next episode. Thank you so much for listening. And until then, goodbye, everyone.